Welcome to RUMC Connections. Welcome to RUMC Connections. My name is Meredith Gaskins, and I'm joined today by Dr. Rebecca Loveszy, the Clinical Director of Music Therapy Services of New York, and our new Music Therapy Program Director, establishing the Music Therapy Program with Palliative Care at RUMC. So through RUMC Connections, you will meet the fantastic doctors, nurses, and medical professionals that make our hospital thrive. We'll also provide useful information about your own health, explore the latest medical news, and hopefully get you answers to some of your own health-related questions. Throughout the month of June, we are celebrating the resilient spirit of cancer survivorship. Music therapy has proven to be a powerful tool for promoting healing and enhancing well-being among cancer survivors. It utilizes the transformative properties of music to address physical, emotional, and psychological needs. Through the intentional use of music, therapy can provide a safe and supporting environment for expression, relaxation, and personal growth. Music has the ability to evoke emotions, transport individuals to a different state of mind, and promote a sense of comfort and calm. It can serve as a source of solace and a means of connecting with oneself and others. In the context of cancer survivorship, music therapy offers a unique avenue for survivors to process their experiences, express their feelings, and to find strength and hope in their journey. Music therapy is offered at RUMC through the Palliative Care program for cancer patients and is offered during inpatient visits with no out-of-pocket cost to the patient. Dr. Rebecca Loveszy, our guest, is a bilingual Spanish and English therapist who has worked in healthcare for 42 years. Her focus has been working with family units and communities and with loved ones who have experienced trauma from war, abuse, injury, or accident, and health impairments that could be medical, physical, or psychiatric. She is the clinical director for Music Therapy Agency and for Family Unity International, Inc., a nonprofit organization for people with autism, neurological impairments from stroke or brain injury, cerebral palsy, and dementia. She has provided services in the United States, Canada, Hungary, and Mexico. Dr. Loveszy continues to work in the area of grassroots development for the establishment of schools, rehab facilities, and agencies that assist families in need. She continues to be passionate in program development and research to meet and justify the needs of individuals with health impairments and injuries. As well, she is involved in creating sustainable communities that are environmentally conscious. Her skills include the ability to manage large groups of individuals to attain goals for specific project endeavors and create successful operational structures. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for inviting me.
Of course. So please let me know what brought you into the field of music therapy and, what's your biggest motivation for doing it?
Well, since I was very, very young, I was exposed to music. My mother was a pianist. My uncle was a lyric tenor. My grandfather also had a beautiful lyric baritone voice. Being born into music and a musical family and an artistic family, my mother died suddenly when I was 11 years old. And that took me down the path of really, as I got into high school, volunteering with hospice. Hospice was the hospices that were being opened were brand new. And so this was in 1975, 1977, long time ago. And so when I was accepted to school for music therapy, I got involved in Amarillo, St. Anthony's Hospice group, and did a lot of workshops with them, and was very involved. So from day one, I was working in the area of oncology and hospice, or death and dying.
Okay.
My biggest motivation for doing music is music is a communication tool. All of us, have a voice.
Yes.
All of us have a heartbeat. And so our heartbeat beats in rhythm. And so all of us are musical beings. We're even if we're not aware of it, we're affected by the sounds around us. the birds singing, or a horn honking, or loud sounds. We're affected. Even in silence, there is sound. That's one of my motivations for doing it. You can communicate through music.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
There's many forms and ways, of course.
Exactly.
So what exactly would you say is, music therapy?
The ability to express through sound.
Yeah.
The ability to connect with another person. I see every day the transformative qualities of music, how pleasant sound can help calm, how a difficult situation, like an environment where there's a lot of chaos, can be calmed.
Yes.
It affects us emotionally, physically, spiritually.
Yeah.
And it's a connection. Most people have a song that they love.
Yeah.
A lot of people, their mothers would sing to them a specific song.
Okay.
And so it's from the womb on, a baby in utero or a fetus in utero hears sound. That's the first sense that comes into the womb at 24 weeks.
Oh, yeah.
Anywhere from 24 to 28.
I remember my girls dancing away in there with certain music on.
Right, exactly. I mean, even babies who are breech will turn around and go the right way when they hear music.
When they hear music, isn't that something? Wow.
Yeah.
So now walk me through. So what would, for example, your first session with someone look like? You're just meeting them for the first time. It could be a cancer survivor like we're talking about. So how would you begin a session with them?
Well, first get to know them. Find out what they like.
Yeah.
Who they are. What their joys are. What their fears are.
Okay.
I really look at, and then I do a musical history from their first memory of music. It could. Some people have actually even told me that their first memories were pre-birth.
Wow.
Is unusual, but it does happen.
Okay.
And those are people who are very, very connected, to themselves and to life overall. When I'm first meeting a person, once I know their cultural background, their spiritual background, because many times people are, especially cancer survivors, have a very strong connection to their faith and to their family and their culture. And so I within the music history that I get from them, I'll find all of that out.
That's interesting.
And find out the songs that they love.
Okay.
And the different genres. Some people love heavy metal. Some people love jazz. Some people love classical and opera. So it just depends on what they love.
Yeah.
And we work from there.
Okay. Now, how long is each session typically?
It can be anywhere from 15 minutes to 2 hours.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So they could be quite extensive.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
Now, do you generally bring instruments like you have today to each session? Or
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I do, because I give them an option of what they can use and what actually feels good for them, because there's certain tonalities that may be jarring for a person, certain instruments that are difficult, because maybe they have an association with that instrument that might not be a good association. And then other instruments that immediately they connect to.
Yeah.
And some of them may be instruments they've never played or never seen before.
Okay.
Would you like to see some of the instruments?
Sure.
Now, this isn't necessarily an instrument. It's a tuning fork.
Yeah.
But it's a specific tonality. It's 528 megahertz.
Okay. Oh, yeah, you can see.
It has a resonance, if you can feel
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And I'll play it by their ear
Wow.
and both sides.
Okay.
And I'll also play it above the crown of their head, because that way they can feel the vibration.
Okay. And that could have a calming...
Yeah. If it's the first time that I've met the person, I just see how they respond just to this one tone.
Yeah.
And I'll just ask them to close their eyes
Okay.
and listen to my voice as I improvise. I just go on, and
Yeah.
then depending, and if they think of a word or a feeling, they can share it with me, and then I'll incorporate that and start creating a song
Yeah.
around that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool. And what are some of these little guys?
Okay, so
Is
I've
this
got,
a little lizard or?
Yeah, this is actually a frog.
Oh, a frog. Oh, he's so cute. Yeah.
So this
I didn't
is-
see his legs.
Yeah. So, and this is like the Latin American instrument güiro,
Oh.
because it's like a washboard.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I like that.
Many times when I'll be working with a survivor and their family are
Yeah.
nearby, I'll invite the family to come and join us.
Okay.
And I'll have each person in the family choose an instrument.
Okay.
And play the instrument.
Yes.
And we would play whatever song they choose.
That's interesting because in my last episode that we did, we were speaking about survivorship, and it was, a therapy group for survivors, and I was, inquiring about the involvement of family, and they did that there too. So that was a question for you, was how
Yes.
often do you have the family members involved in your sessions?
Always.
Always. Okay.
And I have, over at RUMC, I have the staff involved in
Yeah.
my
Oh,
sessions as well.
Okay.
Because if whoever is in the room,
Mm-hmm.
if a nurse is doing something for the patient,
Yeah.
I'll ask the nurse her name or his name. I'll involve them in whatever I'm doing with the patient.
Yeah.
And so it's important that everyone is acknowledged.
Yeah.
And that everyone is a part of the experience.
Okay.
So that way there's unity, and the patient knows that they're truly being supported and cared for.
Okay. Do you ever have multiple patients together to do like a little group session, or?
Well, since I've only been at RUMC since March 18th.
Yeah.
So I haven't done that yet.
Okay.
But I really look forward to doing that. And I think I'll probably end up doing that at some point.
Yeah. Okay. That would be very, very good. Okay. Now, when should music exactly match your mood? Is music that matches a bad mood okay? If somebody, could be struggling, that maybe the cancer has a potential that it could be coming back. I'm sure you could be dealing, obviously, with a ton of stress and
Anxiety, fear.
Yeah.
Loss, because cancer survivors have lost,
Yeah.
their healthy self, and
Of course.
and many of them have lost, as you know, that have lost their hair or their physical appearance changes depending on the type of cancer that they have.
Yeah.
And for me, no mood is really bad.
Yeah.
If someone's angry, there's a reason for that anger.
Yeah.
If they're sad, there's a reason for that sadness. And so I start right there. It's the ISO principle of starting where you are.
Okay.
And then working out of it and addressing it, acknowledging it. And like you said, a bad mood. Well, anger is a big part of, people say, oh, I'm really angry today, or I'm in a bad mood. And it's like, well, let's express that.
Yeah.
And so that's why I often use percussion.
Okay.
I use drums. And I have a djembe.
Ooh. Yes.
It's very resonant. So you have, and I just if an instrument falls apart in a session, it's not an instrument that I want to use.
Yeah, yeah.
So I always have instruments that are really well made and that have a lot of resonance.
Okay.
Because I want that patient or the survivor is able to truly express on the instrument. And it doesn't matter how loud. It's like, let's just, wail into this drum. It's like, I can't.
Could be a great way to get your aggression out.
So it's like, just hit it. And the survivor doesn't need to have no music, or many people have been told, just mouth the words, inquire, because, you don't know how to sing.
Yeah.
You're not musical. But you know what? All of us are musical. It's just that we can express musically in any way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's very cool.
So,
okay, so this is a good go-to instrument for a bad day or a lot of stress. Like you said, you spend the majority of your first session trying to get to know your patient, kind of get to know their backgrounds. So what are the goals that you hope to achieve for each session?
That the patient is in a better place
Okay.
by the end of the session, that they're more connected to themselves,
Yeah.
and that they're able to acknowledge you know, whatever is happening in their lives.
Yeah.
Be gentle with themselves, you know, and walk out in a lighter
Yeah.
and happier
Okay.
and more hopeful,
Yeah.
you know, when they finish a session.
Okay. And then do you, as part of your process, you know, do you give your patients homework of any kind? I mean, I know these are all your instruments, but do you kind of have them go home? Like, do you tell them to maybe try to write poetry or their own little version of a song or,
Yeah,
you know, anything like
I don't
that?
necessarily give them homework, but
Yeah.
I always encourage them to have a journal close by.
Okay.
If anything comes to their mind in regards to what they would want to do in the next music therapy session,
Yeah.
write it down.
Okay.
You know, if a song comes into their head,
Yeah.
whether it be a song that someone else wrote or lyrics that are coming into their head for themselves, write them down.
Yeah.
Because I do a lot of songwriting with
Okay.
patients
I know music
or survivors.
is very personal, but is there a go-to song that you feel like resonates, you know, with a majority of people, or that you find yourself using frequently?
There's quite a few songs,
Yeah.
but one song that keeps on coming up for the patients now that I'm seeing is a song, and I'd be happy to sing one of the
Sure.
verses for you. But it was made famous by Nina Simone.
Oh, okay.
I wish I knew how it would feel to be free. Because many survivors experience this feeling of bondage by their previous diagnosis and the fact that it could come back anytime. All of us have the potential of having cancer because all of us, you know, it just depends on what would ignite it. This song seems to be a song that really resonates with many people.
Okay.
I wish I knew how it feels to be free. I wish I could break all the chains holding me. I wish I could say all the things that I should say. Say 'em loud, say 'em clear, for the whole round world to hear. I wish I could share all the love that's in my heart. Remove all the bars that keep us apart. I wish you could know what it means to me. Then you see and agree that every man and woman should be free. There's more to the song.
Ooh, bravo.
And there's my favorite verse I haven't sung, but being able to express
Yeah.
and being able to share all that is who you are.
Of course.
Yeah.
Do you ever provide any playlists for your patients, you know, with songs like
Yes.
this that you find empowering and uplifting?
Yes, and I also we create our own playlists according to songs that they've written.
Uh-huh. Oh,
that
very cool.
we've played together, improvisations
Wow.
as well,
Okay.
and also musical meditations. I do musical meditations often
Okay.
because we're so crazed in this world,
Yes, we are.
and we need every opportunity to be able to calm and focus and be present to this moment.
Okay.
Because always we're thinking of last year or, you know, an event that happened in the past
Yep.
and worrying about the future, but then we're taking away our present if
Yeah.
we're not present. And when we're doing music, we're fully present.
Yeah.
And it's a wonderful experience. Yeah.
What instruments do you like to use for some of the more meditational practices?
Well, actually, the ocean drum is one of the
Yeah.
instruments that I do
Love this
use
thing.
often.
Yeah.
And many people, especially those of us who live near the ocean.
I must. So yes, this one, I connect with this thing.
Yeah, there's many. However, there are also experiences that I've had when I've used the ocean drum.
Yeah.
Where one of the patients at RUMC, I learned from her son that she had she wasn't able to speak at the time that I did the session.
Okay.
And that I used the ocean drum.
Yeah.
And her vital signs, like her blood pressure went up when I played the ocean drum, so I stopped it right
Okay.
away. And I learned from him that she had a near drowning when she was an adolescent.
Ooh,
So
okay.
hearing the ocean
Was traumatic for her.
traumatic for her.
Yeah.
So this is where the sensitivity, you have to be really, really sensitive to people, especially those that can't speak at the time. They can't express,
Of course.
what is happening for them.
Yeah.
I'll use songs. There's a song called Peace is Flowing. I don't know what tradition or faith tradition you might come from, but it works for everybody. So let me just play the ocean drum. Okay, and I'll often ask, I'll play the instrument, I'll play the ocean drum over the person,
Okay.
over the head.
Wow.
So that they really, really feel
Yeah.
the vibration and ask them to close their eyes and just visualize whatever comes into their mind's eye.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'll sing this song. Peace is flowing like a river, flowing out of you and me, flowing out into the desert, setting all the captives free. Healing's flowing like a river, flowing out of you and me, flowing out into the desert, setting all the captives free.
It is so calming. I could feel myself relaxing just so I could listen to that thing all day. I love it. The ocean is my favorite. So.
I know, mine too.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine
That's
too.
great.
I love it. However, I was born in the desert.
Oh, wow.
That's why I love this
Quite
song.
different. Oh, yeah. You were so far from the coast.
Yeah.
Wow. So now I can imagine that an instrument like that, can be very calming for, a patient who might be in pain or, could go, coming through a trauma like cancer and, overcoming it. So I could see how that could be a wonderful instrument to incorporate.
Yes.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
great. I love
Yeah.
it. What other techniques do you use to help patients, express their reactions to the cancer that they've conquered?
I adapted a song that was written by Anne Mortifi, and she's a Canadian singer-songwriter.
Okay.
It's called Healing Journey. And we're on a healing journey our whole lives because it's like we're affected by so many different things.
Yeah.
And cancer survivors, of course, have a huge effect. And so I adapted this song in order to have them share their words,
Okay.
like what works for them, like what helps them
Okay.
in this moment.
Yeah.
And whatever, maybe, they're experiencing fear of the possibility. They're going to go and see their doctor for a checkup.
Okay.
And they're afraid. I'll do the song with them. And I use a tone bar, which it's just one tone from a large xylophone.
Yeah.
It's
Oh, wow.
But I will bring it to the bedside in hospital.
Okay.
When I'm seeing cancer survivors in a clinic.
Yeah.
It's just, this is in the key. This is a D. I have also other notes. Like
So
I
you
have
can change it.
Yeah, I have a
Okay.
C tone bar. So it's these are called Orff instruments. So they're.
Oh, okay.
It's put your hand on the box of the tone bar.
Oh, yeah, you can.
Interesting.
You can
But
feel
can
it,
you
though.
feel that?
Yes.
Yeah.
It feels like a drum. Like if I had my eyes closed, I would assume this was a drum.
And you can feel that resonance, but you can feel that.
Yes.
And I always make sure that I use instruments that are resonant, that survivor can feel on their body.
Yeah.
It's very grounding, and it just helps them to connect to themselves as well as to me and as well as to the environment.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let me do a little bit of this song.
Sure.
So we start with breathing. The breath is life. And so breathing and a rhythmic breath is really important. And so I breathe with them while I play this tone bar. And I do a rhythmic breath. So it goes, ha, 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 ha. Ha, 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 ha. And if they can, not everyone can, but if they can, they keep that rhythmic breath going.
Okay.
While I start singing over it.
Oh, very interesting.
So they go, ha, 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 ha. We're on a healing journey. We're on a stormy path, a path that leads us inward to dance the sacred dance. We're on a healing journey. We count it one by one. Each woman, man, each man alone, to the sound of a distant drum. Breathe into the, and then they would give me like sorrow. Breathe into the sorrow. And then some are still in pain. Breathe into the pain. Breathe into the joy. Breathe. We're on a healing journey. We count it one by one. Each woman, man, each man alone, to the sound of a distant drum. So they'll just give me words, sorrow, pain, joy, family, life, whatever.
Yeah. I love that. Is that an original song?
No, the original was Anne Mortifee.
Oh, okay.
I've adapted
You've
it
adapted
very
it.
intensely.
I love that. No, that's a great song.
At some
Perfect
point,
for
I
her.
would love to sing it for Anne Mortifee. I know she's still in the East Coast, the West Coast of Canada.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Call her at some point.
Wow.
Talk with her.
And how often do you incorporate this this keyboard into your sessions?
Every time.
Right.
Let me slow down the tempo a little. It's a little fast. Okay. So, do you know the words to Stand By Me?
I think.
Okay.
Oh, you don't want me to sing.
When the night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only light I see. No, I won't the fear.
Yeah.
Be afraid just as long as you stand by me. So darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Stand by me. If the sea that we look upon should tumble and fall, or the mountain should crumble in the sea, I won't cry, I won't cry, no, I won't shed a tear, just as long as you stand by me. Now sing with me. So darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Stand by me.
Love it.
Yeah.
I love that. That's beautiful. And that's a perfect song for survivorship.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Very much so. Very much so. Yeah.
Oh, that's so wonderful. Well, I think that this is a fantastic introduction to RUMC, to offer this to all of our palliative care patients, and I'm really excited to seeing how this program continues to grow now that you're with us. We are very lucky to have you and all that you offer. So I would like to thank you for all that you do for our community and uplifting and, being there for all of our patients.
Thank you, Meredith. I'm really thankful that Dr. Forlenza made a call and invited me in, and that the team is just phenomenal at RUMC.
They are. They truly are.
Very, very special people, and I feel very blessed to be a part of the group.
Absolutely. So for those who are interested in utilizing Dr. Lovesy's services, and if they would like to obtain more information about the palliative care services at RUMC, they can feel free to call 718-818-4104 or visit www.rumcsi.org. That about does it for this episode of RUMC Connections. I thank you so much once again for joining me today and sharing your beautiful music with us.
Thank you, Meredith.
That's it for today. I'm Meredith Gaskins. Thank you.
Thank you.